Hello everyone, my name is Siska Febriana Sitompul with student ID number 22107-32004, and today I will explain about my understanding about today's reading report, which is Discourse and Institution. So in this material we will learn about some of the institutions and also the discourse that they use in the certain institution. So the first institution that I will try to explain is about the agent and client approach. So institution is a concept in sociology that is used to describe the activities by which individuals construct or maintain the society, and these activities included educational institution and also justice institutions, or maybe like media institutions or healthcare institution. So institution itself can be seen as the mediator of individuals and society as a whole, because individuals are the ones who form the society, right? So they are somehow like connected to each other. Also, it is stated by the American sociologist, if I'm not mistaken, that humans have the same basic needs such as food, intimacy, and clothes, and etc. So in order to satisfy these needs, humans develop certain habits within their community. For example, like a group of people may custom related to like a repetitive behavior, such as how they eat, or like the style of living together between them. So after they made this kind of norms, and also it passed down the generation, and it becomes it norm and also like traditions. And when the member of the generation start to believe that this custom that they made are correct, then it become norms, and it can lead to the rules, and then rules carry a penalty, and if it's broken by individuals, and the institution exists to serve the social channeling system of the human behavior. So there are three aspects of concept institutions in discourse studies. The first one is role behavior. Role behavior relates to the how institution objectifies individuals as the players. For example, like in educational institutions, there are headmasters, there are teachers, students, janitors, class presidents, and etc. And the second one is differentiation trends. So this relates to the how the institutions specify their area, such as like in education, the teachers are only responsible for the transfer of information to the students, and also like in some of the higher education that they are imparting information, such as like lectures, tutorials, seminars, and also one-to-one session. So these examples have the different language behavior from formal to informal. And the third one is about like institutional power. This means like how power aspects also includes like the tendency towards the domain enlargement. For example, like when school think that they have the task to teach the students about religious aspects or about sex education, but actually in traditional moral, the church and the family are the ones who have to teach the children about it, other than the teacher and students. Like some of the example of the agent and client approach are doctors and patient, or attorney and also defendant or witness, and the civil servant and citizens. So the second institution that I will try to explain is about politics. So in politics, there are two things that I would like to explain. The first one is the need of modification, and the second one is about the need of persuasion. So the need for modification has three branches. The first one is the hedging strategy, which is like the phenomena that reveals the degree of uncertainty about like given propositions. And the second one is the use of euphemisms. If I'm not mistaken, euphemism is about like how people soften the language so it became milder uh, to someone to hear about it. And the third one is about strategy ambiguity. So that means to the use of ambiguity deliberately in discourse situations where it is important that different parties can interpret the formula differently according to their values or rules. And the second aspect I would like to explain is about the need of persuasion. So it's about like how politicians are eager to change the meanings in their manipulations of the content of a message, like the material. Give the examples between the Dutch government, also the Peruvian government, regarding the cancellations of the order of a shipyard. And the next institution is about law. So there are three ways of discourse concerning the administration of justice. The first one is about judicial interaction, or like interrogation in the courtroom, and the second one is the layman citizens, and the third one is about conviction of rulings that depends on the law or behavior that leads to the initial indictment is interpreted. And in the study of the judicial discourse, it is also mentioned that the speech act also is a part of this strategy in which interrogating the suspect, and also that patterns used as the basis of interrogation that maps up the specific linguistic forms of discourse in the court of law. So also in judicial practice, like language also plays a crucial role. So that leads that there is this new kind of branch which is forensic linguistics. So in forensic linguistics, it is important that the discourse specialists can provide the supporting evidence, because it needs supporting evidence just like in medical forensic. So the next institution is about bureaucracy. So in bureaucracy, it's talk about like the discourse deal with the harmful consequences of the asymmetric interaction between like the government and the citizens. So I found like two researches about this bureaucracy institution in the material. The first one is the research on effective governmental documents, and the second one is about research on government image, which leads to the disbelief of the citizens to the government, even though like the government is succeed, but the citizens cannot trust the government anymore because of their image in society. And the next institution is about the media institution. So media also can be said as the mass of communication, because it processed by good communicators through like the public channels such as televisions, radio, press, and also internet, like especially in this modern era where news can be published and also released in no time, so people can read it, can also access it in no time. They can access it everywhere, every minute. And the challenge of the media discourse approach is also to prove from the discourse analysis and also research into the production and perception to what extent news stories are biased, and what in that this is caused by the opinions of the journalists, and to what extent this influences readers or the listeners. And the last institution that I would like to explain is about healthcare. So there is this problem of knowledge gaps between like the medical workers and also the patients. So uh, for example, like the way the medical workers use the jargon mama carcinoma rather than breast cancer, and also the way they use seedlings instead of spread of cancer. So I think overall these healthcare terms used differently among the doctors and also the nurses, and the language wise that they use to speak to their patients, because there is a knowledge gap between the doctor and patient. So the the patient doesn't really familiar with the terms of uh, the no the patient doesn't really familiar with the terms in medical setting. So that is why the doctor use the common terms to the patient, and on the other hand they use the medical terms with the fellow doctors or the nurses or the other medical workers. So yeah, I think that's all that I can say in this presentation about discourse and institution. So yeah, thank you very much.